CQDX, CQDX, this is 1 Romeo Papa November 001 calling CQ, this is 1 Romeo Papa November 001 calling CQ, CQ.
Hello and welcome to the Radio Prepper Network YouTube channel, part of the Prepper Network, a place where radio operators, medics and preppers come together to create resilience when it matters most. Today we're breaking down one of the most popular beginner radios on the planet. You guessed it, the Baofeng. We're going to break down what it is, what it can do, and why it is that so many radio operators and preppers start with this radio. A Baofeng, like the UV5R, or in this case the GT3TP, is a small handheld radio like this one that transmits on UHF and VHF, which makes it a fantastic radio for short distance communications. Now, straight out of the box, these fantastic radios can connect to your local radio traffic. You can connect to your local repeaters. You can also receive and communicate with your local PMR 446 channels and traffic. You can scan frequencies. You can also listen to the ISS, the International Space Station, when it's flying overhead. Not bad for a 30 to 35 pound radio, huh? At this point of the video, I think it's a good time to stop and declare something, because I think there's probably a lot of people watching this video jumping out their chairs going, "What's he talking about? That's not legal. You can't do that." So, perfect point to do it. So at this point, I want to note that this radio, the Baofeng, can transmit beyond the limits of that of PMR 446 frequencies, PMR 446 limits, okay? Because this is not a PMR radio, okay? So legally, you can't transmit on PMR on this radio. You can listen, but you just can't transmit. However, I am talking about this radio from a prepping standpoint, okay? And in a prepping standpoint, emergency situations, law doesn't matter, okay? No one's going to care. So this radio can, in fact, transmit on PMR 446 frequencies. It has the ability to do that, okay? However, it's not legal. So check your local rules, laws, wherever you are, whatever country you're in, okay? I'm not promoting that you do that. I'm just telling you what this radio has the ability to do, okay? A PMR radio, in fact, comes with a fixed antenna. It only pushes half a watt, and it comes pre-programmed with the PMR frequencies. And you can pick them up very, very cheaply. You can pick up 2 or 3 radios for the same price that you can buy one of these for. But from a prepping standpoint, this radio is fantastic because it can do all of the PMR frequencies. It's very portable. You can change the antenna and put a better antenna on there, which would, obviously increase the transmitting distance. And you can put all your marine bands and everything else that I said previously. So, fantastic radio. So, Lewis, how far can the Baofeng transmit? Great question. The Baofeng range depends entirely really on the surroundings. And that's true for much of radio. I was talking to my father about this just yesterday. So yeah, thank him for these videos, because without his knowledge, I wouldn't be doing any of this. So yeah, Indoors, I have got out to about 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometers when I've been indoors talking to one of the local guys here. For those who don't know, I live in the south of Italy. So I spoke to a gentleman just up the road here. He's about, 1.5 kilometers from me. And I was indoors in this room talking to him. And yeah, fantastic. Outside on the rooftop, I've got out more than 5 kilometers. Okay, people say this can push out, about 5 kilometers, but I've gone past that. Okay, so yeah, you can get out pretty decent on these things, but yeah, it depends very much on your surroundings, because obviously it depends on what you have around you. The thickness of the walls when you're inside. If you're in like one of those an old Italian house with the walls like that, you have a hard job getting out. But yeah, it varies true with radio, especially CB, PMR, and that sort of stuff. It's very much line of sight. So the higher you are, the better you'll get out. So as I was saying, these are good all-round starter radios. And the best thing is you don't need a license to own one. However, if you're going to transmit on anything other than the PMR 446 frequencies, you are going to need your license, okay? Now, you can do the foundation license just to start off with. I've heard it's not too difficult to pass and it doesn't cost too much. I haven't got my license yet. To be honest with you, PMR 446 and CB have given me everything I could ask for. That covers me for local communication and long distance communication up until now. And now I'm hopefully going to get my license next year, because I'm looking to get into the more data side of radio, sending and receiving data. So yeah, but that's that. But you can program these up with all of repeaters. You can program the marine channels. You can monitor the ISS as it flies overhead, and you don't need a license just to monitor. Just make sure you do not transmit without your license. So if you are planning on getting one after watching this video, I would plan on getting one and also maybe buying a battery upgrade, because that's the only thing I can say about these is the batteries do go quickly on them, especially if you're scanning through channels. So I would go out and get yourself a spare battery, or one of those battery extensions that you can get for these radios. And also maybe go looking out into either buying or making yourself another antenna also, obviously for receiving purposes. Yeah, but apart from that, I can't really see anything bad about it. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all your support. If you want to see more content like this, and from the Prepper Network, from the Radio Prepper Network, make sure you give us a like, give us a subscribe. And if you want to join the Prepper Network or the Radio Prepper Network, go into the comment section. You'll find all of the links to Instagram, Facebook group, and you'll also find the link to the website. Go check us out. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and take care.